There's a few ways we can generate sizable and strong biceps through the right periodization of exercises. The first exercise I like to go to is preacher curls. Whether single arm or bilateral, the preacher curl is a great way to isolate the biceps and generate force against that preacher bench while curling. The force of the bench pushing back on our arms also keeps us honest about the amount of load we can have in our hands and generate a lot of focus to build neuromuscular connectivity and work the full range of our biceps when curling. When doing the preacher curl, it's important to keep the back of your arm or your tricep pressed against the bench to really isolate that bicep and work it as best you can. Also avoiding shrugging, keeping your shoulders down, keeping your posture tall. We also want to make sure in that loading phase or where we're extending our arm, we're doing so at a controlled pace. One, it minimizes injury. Two, it allows us to have more time under tension to maximize the strength in our bicep. The next variation I like to go to is a double bicep curl with dumbbell. I prefer the hammer curl. Reason being is that when I'm straightening my arm, I notice that the dumbbells can hit my thighs before I can get full extension of my arm. So I like to have a neutral grip or hammer curl for this variation. A great advantage of dumbbell curls is that you get to work both arms at the same time but apart from each other. This helps to build more focus in each arm by analyzing which side is working best and which side needs a bit more work. Barbell curls are a great variation or the next thing I would go to after doing dumbbell curls. You can use a straight bar or a Z bar for this. I like the Z bar because the grip on it makes it feel like I'm breaking the bar in half when I'm curling. You can also do a Zercher curl where you have a pronated grip on the bar. The reason I like this variation of grip, I have to work even harder to focus on my grip strength because if I open up my hands, then the bar falls to the floor. Whereas with a supinated grip where my palms are facing up, if I open my fingers, my barbell is still in my hand. I realize you shouldn't curl with an open-handed grip, but just to reinforce that grip strength and focus, I prefer the pronated or Zercher curl. My favorite cue for this is think about breaking the bar in half as you're curling the bar up. I still prefer dumbbell curls over barbell or Zercher curls because again, when the bar comes down or when I straighten my arms, my thighs will make contact with the bar. My favorite cue for doing the barbell curl is think of breaking the bar in half as you're curling or in that concentric phase and lifting the bar up. This helps maintain tension and focus in your grip and strength in your biceps. Make sure you inhale as you bring the bar down or in your starting position, exhale as you bring the bar up. Inhaling and exhaling from our core helps to reinforce and brace it since we'll be standing in free space. One of the compensations I see a lot of people do is rocking back and forth or dropping their head as they curl the weight up. This only puts more strain on our neck and takes away tension from our biceps. So think of keeping your arms pinned to your side, curling up as you exhale, and keeping your body stiff as a statue while standing in free space. The setup is really easy. All you have to do is attach a handle to each anchor point of the cable machine, lower the cables down to a distance that puts your bicep in a comfortable stretch without straining. But if you don't have cables, you can certainly use an adjustable bench. If you're going to use a bench for this variation, adjust your bench to about 30 or 45 degrees of incline or recline, where you're basically sitting in a beach chair with your dumbbells in each hand and hands down at your side or arms perpendicular to the floor. For the cable version, just set the cables, like I said, to floor level, take a handle in each hand, and then step forward facing away from the anchor points. Your hands are going to be slightly behind your hips, but we want to make sure that our shoulders aren't rolled too far forward. They're depressed down and back, and we have a braced core so that our hips don't sit back. So we want to have a nice tall posture, strong core, strong abs. I'd recommend doing these in a split stance position so you don't feel like you're about to fall back from the cables being behind you. From the starting position, we want to inhale, bring as much air as possible into our stomach, and then exhale, hurling and bringing those hands up to about elbow height or 90 degrees. Once you've reached elbow at 90 degrees, pause, lower your hands, extending your arms as you inhale. These are my favorite variations for building strong and beautiful biceps. These setups are very easy, very doable, and most gyms have these equipments available. If you found this video helpful, share with a friend, someone you feel that could benefit from the value of working with a personal trainer and following videos on my channel. Remember that one share can lead to one conversation that can change the health of someone's life for the better.